sometimes people say to me, "You've been talking about this for 40 years. Have things gotten any better?" And actually, I have to say, really, they've gotten worse. Ads sell more than products. They sell values, they sell images, they sell concepts of love and sexuality, of success, and perhaps most important, of normalcy. To a great extent, they tell us who we are and who we should be. Well, what does advertising tell us about women? It tells us, as it always has, that what's most important is how we look. So the first thing the advertisers do is surround us with the image of ideal female beauty. Women learn from a very early age that we must spend enormous amounts of time, energy, and above all, money, striving to achieve this look and feeling ashamed and guilty when we fail. We all grow up in a culture in which women's bodies are constantly turned into things, into objects. Here she's become the bottle of Michelob. In this ad, she becomes part of a video game. And this is everywhere, in all kinds of advertising. Women's bodies turned into things, into objects. Now, of course, this affects female self-esteem. It also does something even more insidious. It creates a climate in which there's widespread violence against women. I'm not at all saying that an ad like this directly causes violence. It's not that simple. But turning a human being into a thing is almost always the first step toward justifying violence against that person. We see this with racism, we see it with homophobia, we see it with terrorism. It's always the same process. The person is dehumanized and violence then becomes inevitable. And that step is already and constantly taken with women. Women's bodies are dismembered in ads, hacked apart. Just one part of the body is focused upon, which of course is the most dehumanizing thing you could do to someone. Everywhere we look, women's bodies turned into things and often just parts of things. And girls are getting the message these days so young that they need to be impossibly beautiful, hot, sexy, extremely thin, and they also get the message that they're going to fail, that there's no way to really achieve it.
Going from 7 to 8 is almost like going from 7 to 17.
Everything you watch on TV, every magazine you open, it's everywhere. So to her and to her friends, it's a very normal way to be.
Mom thinks it's too short.
But they hit adolescence and they hit a wall, and certainly part of this wall is this terrible emphasis on physical perfection. So no wonder we have an epidemic of eating disorders in our country and increasingly throughout the world. I've been talking about this for a very long time, and I keep thinking that the models can't get any thinner, but they do. They get thinner and thinner and thinner. This is Anna Carolina Reston, who died a year ago of anorexia, weighing 88 pounds.
How do you think society tells you you should look? Like according to TV and the movies, and in order to be attractive, what do you see like magazines? Like you never like.
Oh, that one's easy. I just described it. Big butt, big boobs, really
girl.
skinny. Yeah.
Perfect skin, perfect hair.
Yeah. Your
Perfect
hair always
clothes.
has to be done. Makeup, caked on.
Definitely see how, like, the media can set up these standards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see a lot of girls in my school like try to fit society.
And try to act like a Victoria's Secret model.
So there's probably some people that aren't able to separate themselves from, like, trying to be something they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just try to be perfect even though they can't. No one's ever perfect.
Okay. What are like some of the biggest issues you see and like girls your age at school, like that they come across from trying to live up to these expectations, like you said, like partying, stuff like that, like getting in trouble.
Clothes that don't fit them.
No, like,
Yeah, but there's like,
what happens to them?
they become nasty.
I don't know. They get pregnant. There's a lot of pregnant girls. They get heartbroken because like they try to be something they're not.
What can we do about all of this? Well, the first step is to become aware, to pay attention, and to recognize that this affects all of us. These are public health problems that I'm talking about. The obsession with thinness is a public health problem. The tyranny of the ideal image of beauty, violence against women, these are all public health problems that affect us all. And public health problems can only be solved by changing the environment.